What's going on, everybody? DeVore, Banks of America, and G Money. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and most definitely share. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and all other major streaming platforms. Couple of announcements before I pass this over to you guys. Number one, our NFL mock draft part 1 that we've had on this previous Saturday. I really enjoyed the feedback that we got, the feedback and the popularity that video actually got. I believe we've gotten over 10 subscribers since Saturday. So do want to appreciate all the people that have subscribed to the Not for Debate podcast. If you are currently sitting in the comment section, just give us a heads up, a wave or something to let us know that you're new. Also, part 2 of the mock draft is going to be this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the normal Saturday stream time. And also, last thing is the NFL draft party. We have preached this the last couple of pods. That is going to be on April 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You guys get the opportunity to come into the stream, just to come and hang out with us, man, for real, while the draft is going on. Simple as that. We're extremely looking forward to that. Other than that, man, we good to go. Fellas, what's going on?
What's up, man? Nothing, just chilling. What's up, dude?
Chilling, man. I am chilling. Much success. Thank you, everybody who has subscribed recently. We appreciate you guys for subscribing to the podcast. That's a good accomplishment. 10 subscribers over the last week. That is dope. That's the
wait a minute. Not the last week. The last 2 days.
Oh, okay. My bad.
That's even better.
Yeah, get that right. The last 2 days. Give them credit. The last 2 days.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate you guys supporting the dream. We appreciate it. So, yeah, man. Keep it up. We appreciate everybody who's joining the stream tonight. And hopefully you guys like the content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get the show on the road. I can't wait. Oh, by the way, the draft party, I want everybody to be a part of it, man. I can't wait to talk crap to everybody when the teams make these terrible draft decisions. I just can't wait.
That's going to be exciting.
Right.
Dolphins fans and Cowboys fans, can't wait.
Yes, definitely Cowboys and Dolphins fans. I cannot wait.
Cowboys fans. I think the Cowboys are going to end up making the right pick anyway when they rolls around to their pick. It's almost impossible for them to mess that up because they have a need in almost every single position.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Filling holes.
You can't mess it up if you're a Dallas Cowboy. So that should be happy regardless. First things first, I did want to go ahead and go cover the NBA playoff picture real fast. G Money. I'll probably the question that I wanted to pose is because currently the NBA playoff picture is sitting with the 76ers sitting in first place with 35-16, and the Utah Jazz sitting at 38-12, first place in the West. Do you possibly see a shakeup in these conferences by the time the NBA playoffs roll around May 22nd?
Just real quick before you answer that. Real quick before you answer that, just a small minor update as to what's going on with the game right now because Kevin Durant is back.
Yes. Yeah.
Kevin Durant, his stat line right now, he is 5 for 5, 2 for 2 from 3-point line, 5 for 5 from free throw. He has 17 points. He has not missed a shot. The only thing that's holding him right now is his rust. He has 6 turnovers right now.
We're still in the first half, right?
No, this 132 to 101 in the fourth quarter right now. So,
okay.
Goes to show you how good this team is about to be.
How good,
This is about to be a wrap.
Yeah, there was a conversation about them not playing together and how they were going to be able to get the chemistry down by the time the playoffs come around. But to be honest with you, as long as you have Kevin Durant don't really need to be fed. Well, he needs to be fed the ball. But as far as playing with other players, he can find his own shot. So that's not going to be an issue
at all. Not for him. Not for that team.
But back to the question, G Money. Do you see a shakeup in the NBA playoff picture from now until May 22nd?
Not in the West. I actually think Denver is going to take the top 3 spot. I think the Clippers are going to fall off. I actually think it might be a Clippers-Lakers first round, which would be crazy. That would be crazy. If LeBron and AD are healthy, I don't know. I don't know if they can beat the Clippers because they've been out a while. Other than that, I wanted to specifically talk about the Denver Nuggets. Yes, the Nets should win the championship, but let me tell you, ever since that trade, the Denver Nuggets are playing well, man. Like, I don't know if y'all been paying attention. They're playing very well, and
they won 6 in a row.
Yeah, 6 in a row, and they just look like I don't have any faith in Utah. I think that number 1 seed is like the Atlanta Hawks in 2015. It's whatever. I don't think that they can go far. I think that Denver, the Clippers, because they got Rondo, and the Lakers because they still got LeBron and AD. I think those are the 3 teams that are going to come out the West to play the Nets. As far as the Eastern Conference, Philly can get the number 1 seed. It really doesn't matter. I want to see what Milwaukee would do because I think that the Bucks are playing underrated. And Giannis is balling. He's balling. Like, he's actually hitting threes and hitting jump shots. Is playing better since the All-Star game. So I want to see what they can do. I think maybe they have an outside chance, but really, realistically, like, Joel Embiid has to have an amazing series against Brooklyn for them to win. Like, I don't know. I don't see nobody beating Brooklyn. Like, I'm trying to see it, but with Kevin Durant and James Harden, it's not, and Kyrie, I just don't see it. So it's Brooklyn Nets versus those 3 teams in the West in the finals.
So, question. I mean, we kind of, I love your assessment, by the way. Seriously, I think that was a good take, bro. I agree with everything except for the 2 points. I don't think the Clippers and the Lakers are going to meet up in the playoffs that early. If it happens, it turns out you'll be right. No more power to you. Props, you'll be right. But I don't think the Clippers are going to slow down. As of right now, they're on the 2-game winning streak. They were 8-2 in the last 10 games. All the teams that you named so far, Utah is 9-1 the last 10. Phoenix is 9-1 the last 10. The Clippers are 8-2 in the last 10. Denver's 8-2 in the last 10. So we got 4 teams that are playing really good ball right now. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of difficult to imagine them, sliding that far down because they're hot right now. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel like we skipped over the Phoenix Suns. I don't know for what reason why we skipped over them. Like, I feel like they're a contender in the West. I see Phoenix making some noise. I see Phoenix maybe possibly going to the Western Conference Finals, man. Seriously, they have a really good team. They got a good bench. They got good coaching. Their starting 5 is strong. You led by one of the, probably the best leaders ever outside of Kobe or Jordan maybe with CP3. So I feel like we're not giving Phoenix enough credit, man. Phoenix is right there in the thick of things, man. They're 35-14 as of right now. They're 2.5 games behind Utah. And bro, wouldn't that be nice to be, outside of the playoffs last year to be first in the division in the West? That would be. I mean, you gotta give CP3 credit for that. You know what I mean? So,
but that's a great accomplishment for Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been so bad, over the last couple of years. They've been so bad, and they're going to finally be. Well, you know what I mean. They've been bad.
Last 10 years.
They've been a bad team. So it's kind of like, and in terms of what I see in the East happening, I personally don't think the Sixers are going to hold on to that top spot, especially the way that Kevin Durant has been playing today just alone. He looks like he's back based on what the numbers show tonight. It's going to be, man, they oh my gosh. But Philly's there. I mean, you can't just skip over them. Philly's there. Miami's still, mid-level. They're 1 game over 500. Right. There's still some, there's still some movement that can happen in the bottom side of the standings. Indiana may end up, surprising people, or maybe the Bulls. who are 21 and 28 right now. The Knicks can fall out of that. I would love to see the Knicks go to the playoffs over my Bulls, though. I feel like the Knicks deserve it to be in the playoffs this year. They worked really hard.
I'm a Miami Heat fan, so we hate the Knicks, right? Just historically. Right. But the way they've been playing, I'm so proud of them. Like, if they can just make the playoffs, it'd be good for them. That's a good story because they got a sorry ass owner. They had a sorry ass team for years. To see them in the playoffs is like, it would be a great joy. The team that's disappointing is the Boston Celtics.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what they have so much talent. Like, why do they suck so bad? It's like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Instead of ball movement, I don't like them.
They can't play defense.
Because something I wanted to point out something very important too. If the playoffs were to end today, the matchups would be as follow in the East. It'll be Philly and the Knicks, Brooklyn and Boston, Milwaukee and the Heat, and Hawks versus Hornets. The two surprise teams are got to be the Hawks and the Hornets. We the two teams that weren't even in the playoffs last year. And for them to be 4th and 5th seed equally and only being maybe 1 or 2 games better than each other, that'd be a good matchup. I don't think Brooklyn would want to play Boston in the first round. That's a trap game. Even as good as they are, that's a trap game. That game could easily, depends on what Boston we get. That series can go 7. That's how good Boston really is when they play like it. That can go 7. Right. Not saying they'll beat them, but it has potential to go 7. So I see Brooklyn waking up and overtaking that first seed and at least get into play maybe the Knicks or because
the Pacers.
Boston is only 1 game out of the 8th spot. So it might not that first round matchup may not be a guarantee for either Philly or Brooklyn because Boston could slide from either 7 to 8 and finish out 7 to 8 throughout the whole season. So man, that's not a good first round matchup for anybody. Like Boston, I mean, as bad as they've been playing, they're still a team that I personally wouldn't want to play. I don't think they're coached well for the most part. And I also think that's probably what's happening too. Is I think they're kind of over Brad Stevens. Maybe I thought that same thing last year in the playoffs. I felt like they were kind of over Brad Stevens. Could be wrong, but he's not going nowhere. Boston's not going to get rid of him. So before he goes, some players are going to be moved out. So we'll see.
Let me respond to the Phoenix thing, and I also want to talk about Milwaukee too. As far as Phoenix goes, I think that, them being a bad team for like 8 to 10 years, I think that that's a great accomplishment that they're playing so well, but I don't know if they have enough yet to beat the Clippers or the Lakers or the Nuggets. No. I don't think so. If currently what it is now, if they get out the first round, they play the Mavericks, which that's not going to be easy. If they somehow get out of that, they got the Clippers in the second round if the Clippers beat the Trailblazers. Or if the Trailblazers beat the Clippers, either or is still a hard matchup. And I just don't think that they have enough yet to get over that top. Milwaukee is a team that is going to surprise people. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up in the finals. They wouldn't surprise me because Milwaukee, yes, that's the way that Giannis and that team has been playing. Drew Holiday has been a big change up for them. I think
you'll have to make me a believer, G buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make me believe that.
He's much better. He's much better for them than Eric Bledsoe was, definitely.
I agree with you 1,000%. When the playoffs came around, Eric Bledsoe was nowhere to be found.
Right, and then you also have the point of what Giannis are we going to get in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's
can he make his free throws? Can he make his free throws? That's the.
Well, I'm not too concerned about Giannis. I'm worried about everybody else around Giannis because they're
concerned about Giannis.
Well, if everybody focusing on Giannis, everybody else got to hit their shots, and that's been the problem.
Giannis right now for the season, he's shooting 68% for the free throw line. So I'm just, that's worse than LeBron.
That's understandable, but when it comes down in the playoffs, everybody's gonna focus on shutting down Giannis. Now, when he decides to drive and kick, everybody's got to hit their shots.
His thing is he likes to go 1-on-3. He goes in the lane. There's 3-4 guys there blocking him. And I'm like, yo, that type of offense, you can't do. Giannis at the top of the key. No, post him up, come play him off pick and rolls, something, or drive and kick. He just wants to go one on the wall, and that's not going to work. So I feel that their offense has changed a lot, and they have a chance. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Nets. I'm saying that if they play Philly, somehow get a chance to play Philly, I think they could beat Philly.
Well, I think our guest. By the way, what's up, Choo Choo, man? Thank you for stopping by. I think Choo Choo brought up a good point there. What Chris Middleton are you going to get? When is Chris Middleton going to show up, man? I mean, you talk about the best, regular season guy. Like, this guy is the true
best
definition
sidekick. You mean the best
in the regular
sidekick.
Season? But when the playoffs come, it's like this guy turns into a 12-point per game scorer in the playoffs, and it just makes no sense, bro.
They all do. All the Bucks, the supporting cast, they all shrink in the playoffs except for Giannis. When Giannis needs them in the playoffs, they're not there.
But I don't think that's going to be enough, bro.
All they got to do is just make their shots. When Giannis is driving to the paint, make your shots. That's it.
What about Portland? No, nothing on them. You don't think they could make some noise in the West?
No.
I think that
it's
him and PJ need to break up. They need to break up.
Two-man show with Portland. That's dead.
I want to see Portland move on and come up with a better team because I'm tired of what I'm seeing in Portland. It's done for me. I don't even want them to make the playoffs, honestly. I mean, if they make it, great, but I'm happy. I'll be happy for Dame because that's my guy. Dame is my guy. But I'm just over Portland, man. I'm over them.
I'll tell you, they like the Washington Wizards of the West. When they had John Wall and Bradley Beal all those years and couldn't do nothing. Same thing. It's the same.
They didn't have Wizards ain't had no Nurkic.
Yeah.
Well, O'Brien.
They had Gortat.
Or O'Brien was actually O'Brien is actually a good player though. Like, he's actually pretty solid.
He ain't no Nurkic.
Well, no, he's not a Nurkic, but he's actually pretty solid though.
I bet you they would have went further in the playoffs if they had a Nurkic.
Nurkic, and they've been hurt for a while. Like, they've been hurt for the last 2 years. That's their issue with the Trailblazers. They've been hurt, and they just can't get it together for some reason.
Injury has always been an issue for the Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Trailblazers, the Trailblazers.
Props to them though. Props to Portland. I mean, even with those question marks that we brought up, and even with us not having the belief that they can even make it, Portland right now is sitting in the 6th spot. So the Western Conference, because we brought up the Eastern matchups. If the Western Conference ended today, it'll be Utah and the Grizzlies, which I think the Grizzlies can push that to 6 games at least, possibly, because I just like Ja Morant, and that team is, getting better. Phoenix and Dallas.
That's a tough matchup.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good matchup. That's going to 7. That's going 7.
Clippers and Trailblazers, and the Western Conference Finals. Western Conference Finals for last year. Denver and the Lakers right now. If the playoffs ended, so all those matchups in the West would be. Those are some hell of a matches, man. Those are some good matchups.
Listen, I want to talk about Steph Curry. I've gained so much respect for him. Like, he's been balling this whole year. I know that his team isn't great, but the way that he's playing, I wish they could make the playoffs. Like, I want to see that. I want to see that team in the playoffs and him. And like, he's been really playing well, and I just gained so much respect for him. Like, I thought he was just he was great for numbers. He wasn't that great a leader, but he changed my mind this year. Like, he's been playing very well.
Not that great of a leader. Like, come on now. Like, they had the best record in the NBA.
Draymond is the leader.
But Draymond's the leader. I get what he's saying. Yeah, he's the leader.
The best player. The best player is not always the leader. Yeah, the best player is not always.
Draymond. Who made Draymond the leader?
Him. Himself. Like,
no. Hell no. Draymond did not make himself the leader.
What do you mean?
Steph groomed him into being the leader.
Steph ain't groomed nothing. I think
he did.
Steph just took a step.
That dude was Stop
it.
That dude was a rotational player.
Do you not know Draymond Green was the same exact player that he is to this day when he was in college? He's the same player. Nothing
college.
That's understandable, but we know who the leader of this team is. It's definitely Steph.
What's funny is I seen a highlight.
No, Steph is.
I seen a highlight of Draymond Green and strapped up in the football pads. It wasn't pretty, bro. I don't know if y'all seen that clip of him in some pads. Woo! Thank God he stuck with basketball because boy, it was ugly. It was terrible.
but Boris, Steph is the most important player on the team. That doesn't mean he's the leader.
He's a leader.
Well, to your point, I mean, as much as we would like to see Golden State in, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. Golden State going there was great. All right, that's not bad. But I mean, the likelihood of it happening, probably slim to none, because Memphis is on fire right now for the most part. They won 4 games in a row, and they've been 7-3 in their last 10 games. So all the teams in the West are starting to pretty much that all the teams are in the thick of things in the playoffs. From 1 to 8, if you look at the last 10 games, all these teams are playing really good basketball right now. So
even the Spurs could sneak in.
Right. And the Spurs, but they lost 3 in a row based on what I'm looking at here. They've lost 3 in a row. In the last 10 are 3-7. So when you look at the bottom half of the standings, the Spurs, the Warriors, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, all those teams have lost a lot of games over their last 10 games. They're not even over 5 or 6 wins. So I wouldn't want to see that inconsistency in the playoffs. You got to be more consistent in the playoffs, man. That's the point I'm trying to make. You got to be consistent.
I got you. All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and focus on Monday's NFL news. That would be the New York Jets trading quarterback Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers for the 2021 6th-round pick and the 2022 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. I guess the main question I'm going to ask is, will Sam Darnold do better in the Carolina Panthers uniform, or will we see the same Sam Darnold as we saw last year with the Jets?
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, so big win-win trade for both teams. Let me just start by saying that. I feel like the Jets accomplished a lot with those draft picks, and I feel like the Panthers got their quarterback that they're going to move in the future. They choose to make them their quarterback in the future. I personally like Sam Darnold coming out of college. I thought Sam Darnold was a good quarterback. Unfortunately, he landed in a very, very bad situation in New York. Not a good supporting cast. A lot of people are on the side of, well, Sam Darnold just hasn't given us enough yet to whatever. I mean, hello, he's played for the Jets. I mean, how much more do you want this guy to give you in the Jets jersey? Like last year, his numbers were as follows for Sam Darnold. He had only 2,208 yards passing, and he had a QBR rating of 40.3. He only had 9 passing touchdowns. So their leading receiver was Jamison Crowder. Tommy, do I got to say anything else to that, bro? Like, come on, like this guy had nothing, bro. Like even the years that they had, with Robbie Anderson and whatever, like he wasn't there for those years. Like Robbie Anderson had just left. So I just feel like people are just being too hard on Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold is going to surprise a lot of people next year. Carolina's system is it works better with a passing quarterback. Not saying Teddy Bridgewater ain't a passing quarterback, but with Rule as the offensive coordinator, as well as the head coach, I think this offense, especially with Christian McCaffrey coming back into the mix, being healthy, that offensive line being a lot more healthy. That's all that the Panthers really much need to focus on in the draft, is making their offensive line a little bit better, because they gave up a lot of sacks last year. But if they can keep the quarterback up, man, I think Sam Darnold can actually. And when you think about it, the NFC South is a division that's okay. We all know Tampa is probably going to end up repeating as champions in that division, because Drew Brees is no longer there in New Orleans, so that's up in the air. You got the Atlanta Falcons with all the issues that they have, and you got Carolina, who they got issues. And who's the last team in there? Tampa. So, I mean, it's only up from here for Carolina. I think it was a good move. I honestly think that Sam Darnold is going to end up being a really good quarterback for the Panthers. I really do. But it's to be determined. Like I said, he's up against the wall quite a bit, because that division is not. It's not a walk in the park.
He only got to really deal with one team in that division, and that's the Buccaneers, to be honest.
Right. They got the Buccaneers to worry about for the most part. So Let me see. Did they ever post the schedules? Yes, they did post the schedules next year. So
The Saints defense is still pretty decent. You might have to worry about them just to,
who's throwing the ball? That's the question. If your quarterback throwing 30 interceptions,
no, they didn't.
That's the deciding factor for me. But
the schedule is not out yet. I really wanted to see what the schedule was going to be like next year. But and when you think about Carolina last year, listen, this really quick. The losses that they have, 34-30 to the Raiders. That could have went either way. Tampa beat them 31-17, so we're going to just X that off the board. That's a beat now. Chicago 23-16. That could have went either way. The next week against New Orleans, 27-24. That could have went either way. The Atlanta game, 25-17. That could have went either way. Kansas City, they lost to 33-31. That could have went either way. Then they lost to Tampa again, 46-23. So right now, the uphill climb for them is Tampa. Getting past Tampa because, look, they even played the Chiefs pretty close. Like 33-31 against the Chiefs, like that's not bad. So, man.
And that's without a healthy Christian McCaffrey.
Right. That's and with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Again, nothing against Bridgewater. I like him.
I'll say it if you ain't gonna say it.
Yeah,
he is a mediocre quarterback.
Right. Teddy Bridgewater at this point in his career is going to be known as a solid player. And this sucks because I felt like it hadn't been for that injury. Remember when Teddy Bridgewater got hurt?
With the Vikings.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. That kind of derailed him. But let's see, because they didn't have Christian McCaffrey last year, and that defense wasn't that great either. Let's see what. I mean, they got how many games? They gave up 41 game. They gave up 31, 2, 3, 4, 5. They gave up 30 points 6 times out in the season. That's a lot of damn points. So their defense is giving up points. They need to play better defense, and they need to keep those games close. Or those, you know what I mean?
I kind of am in agreement with you as far as everything that you said. I don't really have much to say, and I just we went over this, on Saturday. We kind of had an agreement that the Jets were going to move on from Sam Darnold and draft a quarterback. So I think I agree with you that it's a win on both sides. I think for the Jets, they have a new coach, they have a new system, they draft a new quarterback, just start fresh and be good. And as far as Carolina, the guy in the chat made a point. They have the number 8 pick. They can go get a wide receiver. They can go get a tight end. So I think it works well for both teams. And just like you said, I don't blame Sam Darnold for what happened in New York. I mean, any quarterback would have been terrible or below average in with the Jets. So I think he still has a lot more to give. And
is it because of the coach?
It's definitely the coach.
Definitely the coach.
Definitely the coach.
What? How you gonna go from he didn't have a lot to work with to it's the coach's fault?
Look,
it's the whole organization.
This is how bad Adam Gase was. The Panthers can go 1-0 next season, and they're already better than what they were last year. That's how bad they were. And I can't talk because they beat my Rams.
Bro, come on. Hey, hold on. You just got finished naming the player personnel for the New York Jets. Frank Gore, with like 40 now, had 653 yards rushing, only had 2 touchdowns. Jamison Crowder was your lead receiver. Denzel Mims, your second-round pick, he played 12 games but only caught 23 passes for no touchdowns. And your second lead receiver was Braxton Berrios. He ain't even 6 feet.
Bro, I want to say this.
Coaches.
I want to say this and be done. Like the guy Zora. Shout out to Zora in the chat. Let's put up Zora's comment really quick. Adam Gase is probably the worst head coach in football, bro.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Football.
You can't say that. Dude.
This guy is terrible.
He took the Dolphins to the playoffs. You can't even make him the worst coach in football.
Before Adam Gase is the worst coach.
What is your love for this guy? Yo?
I'm not. It's no love. I'm just telling you the players that he had to work with to do what he was supposed to do, and y'all expect y'all making excuses for Sam Darnold, but y'all ain't making the same excuse for Adam Gase.
You got to be a leader of men.
Oh my God! If they're bums, like come on now, if they're bums playing on the field, what do you expect them to do?
I've seen coaches coach terrible teams and be at least competitive.
Hey, listen,
that was just
how many wins did they have? They had 2. They went 2-14. Their roster is almost equivalent to the Miami Dolphins roster in 2019.
Ron Rivera got Washington, who was the laughing stock before the season. That's don't forget that.
Look at their roster, Banks. Don't even compare.
That's just let me get to my point. Before the season started last year, everybody had the Washington football team as the worst team in football. The worst. Somehow, Ron Rivera, and we got a guy that had to deal with cancer all year, still ended up his team. Now, granted, the division that he plays in, he took advantage of that. Let's just be honest. It definitely played in his hand. But he still got Washington to be competitive.
Oh,
we lost Banks.
Yeah. But I agree with his point though about the football team. That team wasn't that, as far as their roster, it wasn't as much great as the Jets. It was a better, yes, but Adam Gase is terrible, man. I don't know why you like him so much.
I'm not saying the only reason why I'm sitting here and I'm defending Adam Gase, it ain't got nothing to do with me liking him. But when you look at this New York Jets roster, it's not that good. So I don't understand what product could you possibly put on the field with these players? Like you can't.
Washington had a terrible offense last year too, DeVore. Like did we forget that they let go of their first round draft pick? Right? They cut the guy that was supposed to be the franchise quarterback. They cut him.
Okay.
And then they brought in Alex Smith.
Alex Smith had success with them though.
All right, got it, bro. But we're talking about Alex Smith, who was supposed to die. Like, bro, come on, man. Like,
okay, that's good for them. But quarterback is the most what's the word I want to use? Dependent position in sports. So really, you can't just put it on the quarterback position. He had weapons. They had a running back.
But he also had Adam Gase, who's supposed to be this offensive guru. That's supposed to be this quarterback guru. Come on, bro. What has he gurued since? Was it?
It comes back down to player personnel.
Oh my
boy made a good point in the chat. He said Tannehill was bad, but when he got away from Gase, he got better.
How was Tannehill bad when Gase took him to the playoffs? Gase gave him his second best season before he went to the Titans.
Choo, you get the comment of the night, bro.
We're going to delete that comment.
You don't like that? You don't like nobody talk about Tannehill, boy. You don't.
We don't. You already know. But going back to the Panthers, because I feel like I'm not really a big fan of Sam Darnold, but as far as the supporting cast in Carolina, you got DJ Moore, you got Robbie Anderson, which he has some chemistry with Robbie Anderson with his days with the New York Jets. They both caught over 1,000 yards. So if he can't make it work with the Panthers, and I believe it was Choo or was it Zoro that said that they picked up the 5th-year option.
Then they should have 1,000 yards when your star running back is hurt, though. But hey, that's just me. You're gonna run the ball?
I would think that would no. Mike Davis played fairly well for the Panthers.
Yeah, he did. He played pretty good. He had a 642 yards rushing. He had 6 touchdowns. He averaged 3.9 yards a carry, which is 4 yards a carry. He did play pretty well. But again, that's still not Christian McCaffrey, bro. Well, listen, look, McCaffrey came back and played 3 games and almost had more yards than him in 15. So, I mean,
he had more touchdowns than Frank Gore did the whole season. He played all 16 games.
Well, that's you know what? I'm going to throw that back on your head coach, because why on earth ain't Frank Gore getting the ball more in the red zone? Oh, because they're probably not there.
Exactly. We got consistent 3 and outs. So how are you putting this on the head coach?
I'm ashamed of you right now, bro.
What
You're
you
a smarter
ashamed of
man
me
than that.
for?
You're a smarter man than that.
Hey,
You're so much
I'm
smarter.
calling a spade a spade. We looking at this in full perspective
Wait, so
here.
he has no blame here? He has no blame at all? That's
No,
what you're
not
saying?
to DeVore. No.
Okay,
Adam Gase is never.
okay. So when my man came into New York, they were already losers, and
No, they weren't. They had Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles.
they were losers.
Okay, so
What
you remember
was he-
Todd Bowles? Todd Bowles had that team actually pretty solid. But you know how the black quarterback. I mean, the
They
black
were pretty
coach.
solid, but why
Yeah.
did they drafted Sam Darnold in the top 5?
All
So
them-
how was Todd Bowles solid and they drafted in the top
No,
5?
he had a bad last few years, but just to throw it up there. Todd Bowles was
bad last few years.
Todd Bowles had them in better. Todd Bowles had him in a better position in his seasons than Adam Gase.
It's not like Adam Gase came there and made it better. So what's your point?
I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying to you is
Made it worse.
Like you gave Adam Gase 2 years to write a dumpster fire.
Oh my God! And didn't Adam Gase want Le'Veon Bell on his team and everything?
No, that was false. He did not want him on the team. That was the previous general manager for the Jets that wanted him on the team, and he wanted to overspend for Le'Veon on the roster.
Where's Adam Gase right now in terms of his profession?
Oh, he about to be a special guest on the show.
Just really quick. If Adam Gase comes on this show, I promise you, he will never join us again because we're gonna light his ass on fire.
Oh no, this is gonna be a one-on-one.
Especially Havoc.
This is gonna be a one-on-one.
Listen, you gotta have Havoc in a room with him. You gotta have Havoc in a room with him. By the way,
Havoc gonna tear him apart.
Shout out to our other podcast co-host, man. Havoc and Shape Money, man. What's up, y'all?
What's up, fellas?
Okay. So, since we all sold on Sam Darnold having success with the Carolina Panthers, let's go ahead and look forward at the draft for the New York Jets. Is it a lock that they end up drafting Zack Wilson at number 2?
Yeah, I think so. I think I had it on my list. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they got other areas of opportunity. I mean, would it be bad for them? Would it be bad? Well, they're definitely going after a quarterback for sure because they got rid of their guy. So they're definitely going after a quarterback. But, yeah, they're going to go after a quarterback. Now,
it doesn't have to be Zack Wilson.
Yeah,
you still got Trey Lance. You still got Mac Jones. You still got Justin Fields on the board. Do you think they would roll the dice and go with one of those other quarterbacks, Banks?
No, unless Trevor Lawrence or something like falls, which it's almost at a guarantee that Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first pick of the draft by Jacksonville. I don't know why they just won't come out and just say it. They need to just go ahead and announce it. Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first pick of the draft, so we can start putting pieces together for the rest of the draft board. Because what if Jacksonville does something stupid and they skip Trevor Lawrence and they say, you know what, nah, we don't like him, and then they go after another quarterback or somebody else, and then it comes to the Jets. You think the Jets are going to take Zack Wilson over Trevor Lawrence? No. But that's going to be a one-off situation. I'm just saying, it's hypotheticals. Hypothetically speaking. But we all know that, I just don't think I don't know what the love affair is with Zack Wilson. Like, I don't get it.
It's his ability to be able to throw from different areas of the football field.
So he's supposed to be like the next Patrick Mahomes in a way, kind of. Is that what I'm hearing here?
That's the comparison. That's not my comparison, but that's the comparison.
Okay, so let's just really quick. And this is something that
Isn't he more like Lamar?
No, he's not Lamar. He's definitely not Lamar. He's definitely not Lamar. Okay, let's just get that straight. Lamar made way more noise in him in college than he did. But let's go over numbers really quick, okay? Zack Wilson, 3 years in college playing football in the BYU, okay? All right. No getting wrong. Guy has size, 6'3", 210 pounds. That's pretty big for a quarterback. That part I like. He has the upside for that. I love that size. But 2018, he was 120 for 182, 65.9 completion percentage, 1,578 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Okay. Following season, 199 for 319, 62.4 completion percentage rating, 2,382 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Then he had the season last year where he actually played phenomenal. I mean, looking at his numbers last year, it was just amazing. 247 out of 336, which is 74% completion percentage. He had 3,692 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. That was actually pretty fucking monster.
That year alone is why he's going to be number 2.
Yeah,
but that's the question though. Like, why are these guys going so high off of one great year? Because the same thing happened 2 years ago with Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm looking at his rushing totals. Like, he doesn't. I mean, he's only had a career rushing total of 642 yards rushing. So he's not like. I mean, maybe he's just a get out of the pocket type of guy. Maybe he's not the mobile guy, but maybe he's just good at, finagling everybody. The Patrick Mahomes dodge. You know what I mean? Jeff Garcia type. Maybe he's that Jeff Garcia guy because Jeff Garcia is still the most. I've seen Jeff Garcia.
Elusive.
Yeah, he's the most elusive quarterback after Michael Vick I ever seen in my life. That's just ridiculous. But back to the point though. Solid numbers. Not bad. I mean, I would still probably say Justin Fields is better in that spot though. That's
as far as body of work, I would say Justin Fields is the better quarterback.
Yeah, plus he's playing for the better. Don't get it twisted. BYU is a big program. Like, they're a good program. But let's just take a look at Justin Fields in this spot though. Justin Fields is 6'3", 227 pounds. That is pretty freaking big. Again, another, like I said, size-wise, I like what I see. 2018, he didn't play much. He had limited snaps. He only had 39 passing attempts all season, 300 yards passing, but he threw for 4 touchdowns. So that must have been in one game. He must have started and tore it up. That's pretty good. And then the next season, he was 238 for 354, 67% completion percentage, 3,273 yards passing, 41 touchdowns, 41 touchdowns in the Big East. Well, not the Big East, but the Big Ten, and 3 interceptions. That is really fucking good. Excuse my language. That is really good. That is really freaking good. And then when you consider Ohio State only played like half the season last year, he came in this year at 158 out of 225, 70% completion percentage, 2,100 yards passing, 22 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So I remember him coming. I remember it very well. The Ohio State started the season in the back half of the season, and Justin Fields started off fairly slow. Ohio State was in some pretty close games. So he started slow, but I think that's all contributed to the fact that he didn't start the season until later. So he didn't get a chance to really get his feet wet until like later in the year. But I personally think Justin Fields would be a better pick at this spot than Zack Wilson. I don't know why Zack Wilson is getting more consideration than somebody who's been playing in a better conference. And you consider what Ohio State did last year. He took Ohio State to the national championship. So,
yeah, but I don't think the Jets would take Fields over Wilson for some reason. I just think that they would take Wilson first before they hit Fields. I'm with you. I don't know why he's getting more shine than Fields, but for some reason, yeah.
That's what it is. I was going to say, after the pro day, after him running the 4.4, I thought he was a pure lock for the second pick.
Bro, he should have been a pure lock. Why are we even talking about Zack Wilson in this spot? That's what I don't understand. I think Zack Wilson might be the smoke and mirrors player. Like, you're going to hear a lot about him, but people are not going to draft him. Because it just, to me, logically, it doesn't make sense for, you go after the best talent. And talent-wise, Justin Fields is better. When you look at him from the eye, he's the better quarterback than Zack Wilson.
Right, but does he fit the Jets system? That's the thing. Does he fit does he fit their system?
What system? They just got rid of everybody.
Okay. So they bring in Salo, right? So I'm pretty sure he's bringing in coaches from the San Francisco 49ers. So 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a West Coast offensive scheme. So I would think Trey Lance, Justin Fields would fit that scheme a whole lot better than Zack Wilson.
I think Justin Fields would be, to me, honestly, I think it should be Trevor Lawrence 1, Justin Fields 2. It's just Justin Fields deserves to be in his spot. Like he's been a 3 year starter at a top program. Ohio State ain't just no, you know what I mean? Like that ain't just no regular program. Again, nothing against BYU. I know we probably got some BYU people in here. Hey, no disrespect to BYU. I'm just saying. But BYU does have a bit of a history with quarterbacks, though. Like when you think about their quarterbacks, BYU had Steve Young, as well as what's the other guy's name too. So, they have a rich history in terms of the quarterback position. So I think that's probably what's working in Zack Wilson's favor too, is the fact that there's been some pretty good quarterbacks that come before him. So, it's that great white hype thing. That's what I think it is too, the great white hype. But Justin Fields should be.
Who was the last quarterback that came out of Ohio State? Other than Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
I said other than Dwayne Haskins.
Was it Cardale Jones? Cardale Jones? If I'm not mistaken.
I was going to say Troy Smith.
No, I think it was Cardale.
No,
Cardale Jones. Cardale Jones.
Cardale Jones?
Yeah, Cardale. You don't remember Cardale Jones? You don't remember Cardale Jones?
Who drafted him?
I
wasn't it Cleveland?
Out.
No, that wasn't.
I gotta find out. He was drafted by Buffalo in the 4th round.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Cardale Jones was drafted by Buffalo in the 4th round.
Oh well, I ain't really too concerned. I'm
what
talking
year
about
was that?
A top 2
that
round
was 2016.
Pick. Yeah, top 2 pick. That was, I think, the last one is Troy Smith, 2nd round.
Oh well, probably that. Probably Troy Smith in the 2nd round. I'm just saying, bro. Justin Fields is a really good freaking quarterback. I feel like if New York wants to win, I would like this. I just think Justin Fields will look better in that jersey too. I don't.
But you know what? If I'm Justin Fields, I don't want to go to the Jets.
Why not? They're going to pay you all that money to play there. I would love to go to the Jets. I would go to the Jets
over the Niners.
Bro, the 49ers not drafting a quarterback, bro. Let's just get that out of there.
Okay, hold on. Before we close, I'm so happy we can have this conversation before we close this out. They're not drafting a quarterback.
The 49ers are not drafting a quarterback.
Bro, they trade in the top 3 to not draft a quarterback.
The 49ers are not drafting a quarterback.
So they believe in Garoppolo? That's what you're saying?
Yes. I think they're going to stick with Garoppolo. Why the hell would they draft a quarterback? Like, you got so many other positions that you can fill in that number 1 spot. Why would you go after a quarterback that's not going to play immediately?
So who you get?
You're going to go after maybe receiver, offensive lineman, maybe to help out on the defense. Because remember, their defense has been taking hits too. A lot of their defense is not returning. So maybe they go after something in the defensive side of the ball. But a quarterback, like Garoppolo he was just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like, what? Like, why would you draft a quarterback? That makes no sense. I think the 49ers are probably going to go after somebody like, surprise here, but Kyle Pitts, because the fact that the other tight end be hurt a lot. What's the guy's name? Kittle. Kittle's injury. He takes a lot of contact. I would like to see the 49ers draft either receiver in that spot, or I want to see them go after Kyle Pitts. That's just my opinion. I think that's a better pick for them than a quarterback, bro. I don't think quarterback solves their problem.
But my thing is, though, like, why would you trade with Miami of all teams to go to number 3? I feel like you can get a Kyle Pitts.
But who would you want to take at the quarterback spot? Like, who would be there at the 3's pick, quarterback-wise? Zack Wilson?
Mac Jones.
What?
Nah, you get Mac Jones at number 12.
Right. Mac Jones is not going to go that high. Like, he's not going to go that high. You don't think so? Okay. No. He's not.
Hell no.
Yeah,
hell no. To be honest with you, only 2 quarterbacks that would go in the 1st round, in my honest opinion. That's Fields and that's Lawrence. All them other guys, they're borderline late round, 1st round draft picks and 2nd rounders to me.
Choo Choo says they're going to trade Jimmy G to the Broncos.
Okay.
I don't know though. I mean, I wouldn't be bad, but I like Drew Lock.
I like Drew Lock too, but it's going to be his last opportunity with Denver.
Yeah.
He said, Zora says the top left dude on some other stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Listen, this is why I love the chat, because they agree with me. They agree. Chat, I love y'all so much because DeVore does not know what the hell he's talking about. That guy over here does not know.
Oh, yeah, so Zora doesn't agree with me as far as there's only 2 quarterbacks that deserve to be in the first round?
No.
Is that what...
No, you're talking about the Adam Gase thing, maybe.
Wait, that was like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You ruined. Doesn't matter. You ruined your face, bro. He on that Gase coat. Yeah, he's on that Gase coat. Most definitely. Listen, chat. I've known DeVore for well over 5 years now. And
longer than that.
Yeah, this guy has always been talking about the same players over and over and over. It's always been about Ryan Tannehill and Adam Gase. I don't know what it is. But hey. But no, Choo, just to bring up your point, we're not saying that Zack Wilson is a bad quarterback. I mean, he may be top 3 quarterback. All I'm saying is there's 2 quarterbacks, in my opinion, are better than him. That's Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. I don't think Zack Wilson is better than any of those quarterbacks. But if the Jets take him with the second pick, what I'm saying right now doesn't matter. If the Jets take him at the second pick, that means the Jets believe in him. Hopefully it works out. But I don't see the first 5 picks being all quarterbacks. That'd be just unheard of. Like, I don't think everybody in the first 5 picks needs a quarterback. I mean, maybe 4 out of them do. You know, there's some room there. But I don't think the 49ers need a quarterback. That's probably one of the teams that's not drafting a quarterback. They're probably going to end up going after Kyle Pitts. I would be surprised.
Picks.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they did not draft if the 49ers did not draft Kyle Pitts. I would be super surprised. Or Jamar Chase or something. I would be surprised. Because they need weapons. Like, they need more weapons on the opposite side of the ball.
I'll probably say first 4, but I wouldn't go with 5. Because you got the Jags, Jets, Niners, Falcons,
Bengals.
Bengals,
yeah. So the Bengals, but they're not drafting a quarterback, obviously.
The Bengals not drafting a quarterback.
I'm 1,000% sure that the Bengals are going to be drafting soon. I'm feeding on the table on that one.
You talking about the offensive lineman for Oregon?
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's probably.
I know a lot of guys are really pushing for Jamar Chase, but I just don't see the Bengals on Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase? What? Can you imagine that?
On the Bengals, yeah.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase back together again? Ooh.
That would be nice.
That's not happening. That's unless they trade back within the in with the top 10 after they draft Sewell. That's not happening.
I'm just saying, if that was to happen, I think the Bengals will pull the trigger on it. I think Joe Burrow will make an executive decision and say that if that pick comes up and Jamar Chase is available, he's on that phone talking to the head coach. I want Jamar Chase. I think Joe Burrow has that much
because they can go get another offensive lineman.
Right.
No, the hell you can't.
Well, it's not just like him.
See, that's the problem right there. That is the problem. Y'all undervalue the offensive line position. Do you want to understand this dude got murdered last year under center?
Oh, he did. He definitely did.
He definitely did, yeah.
Let's be honest, though. I mean, the Bengals haven't had much success drafting offensive linemen. I mean, you remember that guy Andre Smith or whatever his name was? Like that was. It's been a
lot of guys. Like they had Andre Smith. They had.
The last great offensive lineman they had was Wentworth, way back in the day.
Wentworth.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's nobody else to talk about in the Bengals jersey. That's it.
And you should know better, G Money, especially being a Philly fan and watching your quarterback get murdered all year last year. You should know better.
That's messed up, man. That's a low blow. That's a low blow, bro.
It ain't a low blow.
It's all right.
It's prerogative.
Yeah. That's a low blow, bro. That's beneath the belt. It's very beneath the belt. But
where Adam Gase at? Where he at?
Hey, like I said, he ain't my guy.
It don't seem like it.
He ain't my guy. Hey, all I do is I just come out and support players and coaches that are misunderstood. Now, before we close this thing out, I did want to say, because Banks always gets on me as far as my quarterback being a supporter of Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott.
What do my guys have to do with this? What do they got to do with this, bro?
Because you say that I'm more supportive of Ryan Tannehill and all these other quarterbacks over them guys.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
But really quick, can you put up that comment Choo just dropped? That's look at that offense. Ooh, look at that offense. Look at that offense. Look at that offense.
But
boy.
see but receiver is not a 5th overall pick.
I'm just saying.
If you look at it, like
nasty.
you got T. Higgins. I totally forgot about Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is solid. So
hell yeah.
You can go in the 2nd round and get a receiver.
Not a Jamar Chase.
Man, you don't need no Jamar Chase. If we just looking at priority and need right now, you need Sewell or Slater. Sewell or Slater, one of the two.
Chase.
You could trade back, and I'm not exactly sure where they're going to project Slater. But
Chase. No, but go back to your point though, because you were talking about Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott.
Okay, so to all the people out there, Iconic Freeze, Havoc, you that feel like I have something against Lamar Jackson. I don't have anything against Lamar Jackson. I just want him to develop his game where he's able to throw the ball a little bit better. That's like, let's compare this to basketball here, right? I feel like quarterbacks like Lamar and Dak Prescott, they're too reliant on their athletic ability, and they don't progress through reads the way that they're supposed to. Now, the G Money, we're going to take this. This is going to take the basketball. Look at Luka Doncic. Not the most athletic guy on the court, but he's the most polished as a player, because he can't do what those other guys can do. Lamar can't do those things like a Carson Wentz can do, like a Russell Wilson can do, because he relies too much on his athletic ability. He's getting up there in age now. So at some point in time, you're going to have to turn the corner as far as your ability as a quarterback and put it up and be a better passer. That's it.
Yeah, because eventually your athletic ability goes down. You can't run all the time. So you got to be able to stay in the pocket and throw downfield. I get you.
So
that'll be after he won the Super Bowl, though.
So that's my problem when it comes down to football fans. They look too much into the highlight plays, and they don't look into, I don't know what word I want to use right now, and I want to make it appropriate. But you get what I'm saying.
No, I don't actually.
Just all I'm gonna say is, so far, as far as quarterback evaluation, you come to me. Anything else you want to talk to, you can go ahead and talk to Banks. But as far as quarterbacks are concerned, don't listen to Banks. Banks don't know what he's talking about.
You do know my quarterback has 7 Super Bowls, right?
It took Dak Prescott to get 3 years to get a new contract.
Wait, Tom Brady has 6 rings or 7?
Who?
Tom Brady.
Man, he didn't hop on until he got the 4th. Don't even try it.
Hey, my guy beats your guys any day.
I never
my
disputed.
One guy.
I never disputed.
You've always disputed Tom Brady
ability. I never disputed that. All I disputed was that the Patriots were cheaters. That's all I said. I ain't say nothing about Tom Brady. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, being a Miami Dolphins fan, along with any other Miami Dolphins fan you would ask. They're not a Tom Brady guy. I'm not a Tom Brady guy.
But listen, what you're talking about is describing Tom Brady, how you stay in the pocket and throw the ball and be a real quarterback. There.
Tom Brady. Like, folks think that you need to be able to run to be successful in this league. That's not true.
Bro, you know how many videos we've got on this podcast, bro?
We got a lot. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up.
Boy, let's not go there, okay? We don't want to ruin your reputation for real.
You got a week. You probably put it together a montage, but I never said anything bad about Tom Brady as far as his ability. Now, if we talking about as far as the team as a whole, the Patriots are cheaters. I'm sorry. That's facts.
So you wasn't talking about Tom Brady losing his arm strength and all that stuff at the beginning of this season? You don't remember that conversation at all?
Okay, the most recent thing I probably said about Tom Brady was when they played the Green Bay Packers and he threw 3 picks in less than 10 minutes. That's the recent thing I said about Tom Brady.
DeVore is listen, chat, everybody, listen. All right, listen. Let me tell y'all the secret. DeVore is delusional. Like I'm telling y'all, he's delusional. He loves Ryan Tannehill, but don't like Tom Brady. And then it make it even worse. Don't get us started by Aaron Rodgers. That'll take a whole another 30 minutes. But anyway,
that's gonna take a whole another hour. That's gonna take a whole another hour. But anyway, G Buddy, final thoughts.
I just can't wait for the playoffs to start. I want to see the matchups. I think the Western Conference is going to be amazing. Actually, I think both conferences are going to be amazing. I would like to see the Clippers and the Lakers in the first round, just to quiet that noise. And I think that, surprisingly, if LeBron and AD are not healthy, I just think the Clippers getting Rondo was huge for them. He's going to be big for them in the playoffs. I think they're a dangerous team. They might sleep. They might, come out of the West. We'll see. But other than that, just chilling. Thanks for letting another great day on the podcast.
I'm just reading this comment right here. It says anyone who defends gays Gay's wife is delusional.
I agree. I agree. It's disgusting, actually, to even sit here and defend this guy. It's disgusting.
Oh,
it's very disgusting.
I'm gonna get him on here one of these days.
I hope not. No.
I'm gonna get him on here. I said this is gonna be a one-on-one. Don't worry, you ain't gotta be here. Go ahead, babe.
We don't want to know what happens one-on-one with you two guys off the camera, because obviously there's a lot of love that needs to be shared. But all jokes to the side, man. It was another good episode on Not For The Bait podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat, for coming in today. Zoro, Choo Choo, everybody, our regulars who come in every single week. We appreciate you guys stopping by. As you can see, this is what we do, and we do a damn good job at it. And it's good to finally see everybody starting to join the ride, and this is going to get better from here at this point. I agree with G Money. I can't wait for the NBA playoffs to start. Nets in 4. That's it.
Yeah.
Nets in 4 over the Lakers. They're going to sweep the Lakers. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. Woo. It's going to be nasty, bro.
That ain't going to hurt you, G Money, considering how you a LeBron guy?
No, because he's always wrong when it comes to the NBA Finals as far as the games. So I ain't worried about Banks. I'm like, Banks, stick to football, man. So I ain't worried about him.
All right. Again, I just wanted to go ahead and remind everybody again that we have the part 2 of the mock draft this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, we'll see you guys up in here. Again, draft party is going to be April 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is the night of the draft. We're going to try to get as many people as we can up in here, sit down and have a conversation. Like, it's for everybody. So don't be afraid.
Yes, I welcome it.
If you didn't check out the mock draft part 1, I'll make sure I leave the link in the description. I might even just leave it in the comment section to get you guys up to speed as far as that's concerned. But I'll go ahead and agree with Banks on as far as the activity in the chat has been phenomenal. Shout out to Choo Choo. Shout out to Zoro. Shout out to excuse me. Damn, where'd it go? Quint, sorry. Shout out to Quint for participating in the chat this season, along with everybody else that didn't want to. Everybody else that did actually show up to the stream but didn't leave a comment. Appreciate you guys coming through. Be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and most definitely share. This is Not For The Bait podcast. We up out of here, man.
Good night, y'all.